Hey guys, I'm Janet on occasion, and today we're playing the Total War Warhammer II Battle Replay. So this time I am playing as the Beastmen, because I haven't played them in a long time. So I've been playing a lot of them lately, and I've been really enjoying it. So yeah, yay Beastmen. So as you can see, Centicles with throwing axes. I'm against Chaos, so all that armor-piercing missile damage can be really useful, and the only thing that can really catch them is Chaos Hounds, but they can just double back and murder Chaos Hounds and get out before anything else can catch them. So these guys are great. Also, I have some Razor Gores, backing up my Ungor Spearmen. So they've got some good armor piercing, but they're there for the mass, really, so nothing can be just run over by cav or monsters. So yeah, Razor Gore Herd, very useful for that. Also got a couple of Bestigors in the front. They've got really good armor piercing, but their combat stats aren't really going to match up with things like Chosen. But, I mean, it'll have to do. It's the best I've got in the front line. Also got some Gore Herd with shields. These guys, you know, a little bit more survivable than the normal Gore Herd, and they're cheaper than the normal Gore Herd. So I don't really need the missile resist, but the extra melee defense is kind of nice. And I'm going to be buffing melee attack a lot in this one anyway, so it's fine. Also, more spearmen on the sides, same pattern over here. And I have a standard Beastlord, and he's going to be the one doing the buffing. So if you have a look at his buffs, he's got Apocalyptic Vision, which will add plus 26 melee attack. That's pretty significant. And 16 leadership, keep people in the fight longer. That's lovely. But he's also got this one, Horn of the First Beast, which is another plus 26 melee attack. And slightly bigger range. That one 40 meters, this one 55. So also has to charge bonus, and if you're adding to his charge bonus, that is huge, because he's got 103 charge bonus right now, which is just ridiculous on that chariot. So yeah, he's pretty formidable, and the extra leadership's nice. So yeah, just huge buffs to melee attack. It can put things, you know, like Ungor Spearmen, just crappy little Ungor Spearmen. It puts their melee attack up to like 80. It's ridiculous. Also, I have a Brave Shaman of Death. Brave Shaman of Death, pretty damn useful in this one. So Soul Blight will sunder armor and lower weapon damage, both things that you really don't want to be very high for, you know, for chaos, so lowering them is nice. Also, it's area of effect, so you can hit a few units at once, which is nice. Also, Spirit Leech. Spirit Leech is always going to be useful. Anything big, hit them with that, and it just helps me whittle down their units, because there's no healing in chaos, so that's great. Also, on a chariot. So both these guys on chariots, they can run through chaos warriors and things, do a lot of damage. I will have to keep them away from things like Shaggoths, because they will get pretty beaten up if they're on their own. But it's fine, just use them to run around the front line. I can use the Beastlord, run into something near the thing that I want dead. He can be killing infantry while, you know, say the big monsters that I want to kill are over here, and those melee attack buffs are going to hit whatever I have attacking them. And that's most likely going to be the Butchers of Kalkengard. Butchers of Kalkengard hit like absolute trucks. They are so good. So 110 weapon strength, and I have a last buff from this guy, which is this one, Bloodlust. So it's going to be plus 20% armor-piercing damage, which actually puts these guys up to something like, it's 125, I think, weapon strength, which is, you know, a nice jump. Really adds up, and if you give them massive melee attack, they're barely going to miss. So it's pretty great. I do really like these guys. Also, silver shields, and they regenerate, so they're very hard to kill. So really like these guys. So that's my army. Now my opponent here, he has some Marauder Horsemen, well, Horse Masters actually, so really good missile damage, doesn't really need a huge amount of armor piercing against most of the Beastmen units, so that's really useful. Also, he's got Forsaken on either side, he has the Regiment Renowned Forsaken in the middle with poison attacks. These guys are very formidable, want them dead. So the Forsaken, they're going to chew through most infantry very quickly, you know, things like Spearmen or Gore Herds, they can kill very fast with their really high weapon strength. They don't need the armor piercing. Bestigors though will give them pause for thought, so that's something. He also has some Chosen. These guys just will refuse to die. That's their whole job, is to never die. They are really difficult to take out. But luckily I do have a lot of chariots and things, so hopefully I can deal with them. He's also got some Chaos Warriors with halberds, so them anti-large, and he's got Chaos Knights with lances. Huge charge bonus. Not a huge amount of armor piercing, but with a charge bonus like that, who cares? So pretty formidable. He's also got a couple of Chaos Marauders, just for some extra, I don't know, flack, I guess. So, speeding things up, I get a beautiful volley. This is a single volley of throwing axes into these guys, and it does so much damage. I mean, that's like, what, a third of their health gone, at least? So that is pretty incredible. So over here, charging to the other Forsaken, but honestly, this is tough. I'm getting a lot of damage in, but they're doing a lot of damage in kind. Razor Gores just don't have the armor to hold up against Forsaken, so although I'm doing some good damage, it's not going to last forever. So over here, this is a little bit ridiculous. So I've used I'm going to be using my buffs in a second. There we go, there's Apocalyptic Vision, etc. And the Butchers of Kalkengard are going to run in. But I'm suffering huge amounts of damage from this final transmutation. This is a beautiful place to put it. But you see here, these Chaos Knights are really struggling. Really struggling. So the Bestigors with their armor piercing and 92 melee attack that was. the Chaos Knights just get completely screwed over, which is just fantastic for me. That was a very big asset. Unfortunately, though, my Brave Shaman is nearly dead, and yeah, my Beastlord has taken a ton of damage, all from that final transmutation. Oh yeah, I didn't mention, he's also got a dragon. Yeah, Laura Metal there. Yeah, it's kind of obvious. Anyway, I accidentally threw Centaurs in here. They were aiming for the Chaos Knights, but anyway, I'm pulling them back. But my Bestigals are suffering against the Chaos Halberds and the Chosen, which isn't ideal. The other Chosen I'm trying to get on top of with the Butchers of Kalkengard and my Chariots, so that's something. But my Brave Shaman has actually run away. He will come back, though. So, getting good use out of my Centaurs of throwing axes here. You know, just throwing into these heavily armoured things that have no missile resistance. So, getting a load of damage into these units. So that is really nice. But his Horsemasters are throwing at me. So, I'm going to pull back. So, his Horsemasters run forwards. And then I can actually countercharge. I can beat these guys up in melee with my Centaurs. So that'll be really nice. So charging in again. So I've got some Bestigals trying to fight those Forsaken. Should help. But his Knights are back. So here I do charge in. Try and deal with these guys. My Brave Shaman is going to charge in as well. And they're not going to last. These guys are not going to last very well. Beautiful breath attack here. And a follow-up charge to the Chaos Knights is going to do a ton of damage to all of these guys. So that's not ideal. I really need to shut this stuff down. But here I'm chasing a lot. And yeah, there's Forsaken and things in here as well, but I've got my Beastlord helping out too. My Butchers of Kalkengard are keeping this stuff busy, but I will need to pull away from these Halberds. I cannot have them getting killed by these Halberd units. Chosen, they can basically fight most of the time, you know, it's not really a problem. They'll regenerate through most of the damage they take, and they hit hard enough to be able to deal a lot of damage to Chosen, so that's fine, but I can't have them fighting Halberds. So, Spirit Leech on the Chaos Sorcerer, that's always good. And here, I have caught out these Horsemasters again. He's trying to chase these guys down. I'm chasing with the Beastlord. But it looks like they're basically stuck in here. Still a ton of Chosen and Chaos Marauders in here, though, which is a pity. So, pulling out my Butchers of Kalkengard, I've still got plenty of throwing axes available. And here, what's this going to be? It looks like I've used, yep, Apocalyptic Vision, so these guys can hit a bit harder, so that'll be nice. But he also hits me with another final transmutation, which unfortunately I don't spot, so I'm charging in again, which is a pain. Has worn off though. Did a fair bit of damage to the Beastlord, and another breath attack really helped kill a lot of these guys. Now he's coming in for my Brave Shaman, which is a bit of a pity for me, to be honest. Charge in again, try and deal with the Chosen. I'm sending the Spearmen to try and hold back the Chaos Warriors, and I'm going to pull the Butchers of Kalkengard away again, try and lure the Chosen away while I hold the Halberds at bay. Still throwing axes at the Halberds to try and whittle them down. And over on this side, I'm still having to deal with these Chaos Knights. They're just basically cleaning up this flank. Even though there's only 16 of them left, they're doing enough. So here, getting some more throwing axes into this group. And over here, my Beastlord is sort of on his own, but I'm sending the Butchers of Kalkengard over here, along with my Beastlord, and I'm going to try and finish off these Knights. I cannot let him have the maneuverability advantage. Although, I guess I always will have the maneuverability advantage, because Centaurs are way quicker than anything he has, but still. Load of units coming back, including my Brave Shaman, so that's good news. But he's still got plenty of Chosen in here, plenty of Chosen. He's still got his Halberds, he's got the odd straggling unit, but I don't think they're going to last, honestly. And here I am chasing down the Chaos Knights. He's trying to throw javelins at me, which is a bit of a pity, but I am hot on these guys' heels, and with that huge charge bonus of 95, I can get some good damage in here. So, Butchers of Kalkengard do eventually catch up, and it looks like he's going to come in here to try and deal with me, but he sees them getting terrified, and he realizes it's not worth it. He can't fight this stuff just with the Chaos Lord. He'll just get singled out, basically. So over here, I managed to catch one of the Marauders on his own, so I just charged him. I wasn't going to bother wasting my time. But unfortunately here, another Spirit Leech, which is good. It's always good to whittle this guy down. He can't heal. But he's going to come in again, and unfortunately I dodged too late, and he's going to take a hit. So that's a pity. So I tried him with a Soul Blight as well, just because I knew he was going to shatter, but I couldn't get that off in time. So here, trying to deal with these Chaos Warriors with Halberds, and actually, they're almost wavering. I could have probably gone all in to try and deal with these guys, but I need to get rid of these Chaos Marauder Horsemen. Sorry, Horsemasters. Because, frankly, I can't have them throwing javelins at the Butchers of Kalkengard all day. Even though they have regeneration and good missile resist, I kind of want them to be healing during this downtime, because I'm going to need them healed up to fight this stuff. So I'm trying to pull away with the Spearmen as well, but I basically just need to regroup. So I've caught these guys on their own, so I want to take them out. I do have slightly more speed at 95 to their 90, so I will catch them eventually. They're off fire at will because I didn't want to waste ammo, but I'm turning it back on so I can get some shots into the back of them to whittle them down while I chase. And here, I do manage to catch a unit, so that's really good news. Over here, I've been chasing the Chaos Knights off. They shattered eventually, so now the Beastlord can come back in. So I can't have any of their units coming back. I need to make sure that I finish off any units that I catch. Because, frankly, the balance of power, it's sort of spelling doom right now. I know it's only a bar and it's not letters, but that's doom. That's what that says. So here, catching out the second unit. This unit had already shattered. This unit is only broken, so I'm going to turn these guys off fire at will. And just charge. I need this ammunition to kill the halberds, because the halberds are going to be my biggest threat. If I can get rid of the halberds nice and early, they're almost dead, so it shouldn't take too long. But still, if I can get rid of the halberds, then I have the advantage. I can just throw the rest of my axes at these guys, or the Lord, and I'll have my Beastlord and my Minotaurs to kill everything else. So I just need to get rid of the anti-large, so he can't best my my Butchers of Kalkengard, basically. So I need the ammunition. So here, still chasing, and now I'm going to regroup all my guys. Because, yeah, I'm not going to run in piecemeal, and I'm not going to let these guys come back, because a rear charge from them might be enough to, you know, stop my army, basically. So I need to make sure there are no surprises. And this is probably not going to contain many surprises. They're all a bit slow. And this is all that's left once I get rid of these guys. So, starting to reform again. He's probing with his Chaos Sorcerer, but he realizes that none of these targets are going to be soft for him. Anything else, you know, anything he attacks, I can just get on top of him with everything. He needs these guys in tandem, you know, with his Chaos Sorcerer in order to best this stuff. So over here, I've got this one unit of Centaurs with throwing axes chasing the Marauder Horsemasters, and they're right by the white line, so I kind of figure that's enough. But no, they actually rally right there. How? How did they rally there? They were being chased. That's unbelievable. So I had 31. And you'll see I will actually lose a model in this fight, which is very annoying, but I do break them again, because obviously. So here, he's starting to get near the forest. I don't really want him to be fighting me in the forest. That would be annoying for me. But anyway, so they've shattered, and now I can bring everything in. So now I'm going to start attacking. Well, once these guys catch up. So, Sorcerer, obviously, you know, pretty dangerous combatant. He can hit really hard. These guys generally refuse to die, and the Halberds have the anti-large. So that's what's happening right now. So I'm trying to get the Centaurs sort of up this way and throwing axes down into them while I charge in with the Butchers of Kalkengard. If these guys are fighting the Butchers, then I can throw axes into their back. So here I'm trying to get some axes onto the Chaos Warriors with halberds, and you see I am killing a couple of models there, which is nice, but they have almost no health left, so that's great. So, nice charge into the side, nice charge into the front, and then I've got all these throwing axes that can start throwing, well, axes, mostly, into kind of whatever I fancy. Yeah, I don't like the look of these halberds, though, but they're nearly dead. He is coming in for my Beastlord, an Apocalyptic Vision is procced, and Bloodlust, giving these guys 125 weapon strength and 69 melee attack, which will really help punch through this stuff, especially the Chaos Sorcerer that's only got 45 melee defense. So here, I'm charging around the back. So more throwing axes into the dragon, help whittle him down, and I'm moving the Beastlord away. But here is a final transmutation, and that I'm pretty sure at this point should kill him. So that is not good. I need these guys to hold, and a Lord breaking could make these guys break. It's very hard to tell. But luckily all the infantry is broken, and amazing, he survived. How did he survive? Final transmutation did almost nothing to him, which is strange. It should have done a ton, but it didn't. And that, I think, has won it for me, honestly. This dragon can't get up. There's butchers butchering. Amazingly, I lost 4 models in this fight. They were on 10, now they're on 6. But that is enough to break that dragon. I'm amazed it didn't kill my Beastlord. I have no idea how it did such a tiny amount of damage. It did like 500 damage. Like, Final Transmutation does a lot of damage usually, so that seems strange. I thought that was going to kill him, and that might have sealed my fate. But no, it turns out just using Final Transmutation on the big blob would have probably been more beneficial. You know, I didn't have enough health on the Beastlord to really stay in fight, so the dragon could have probably hit my Beastlord and killed him in melee, while everything else was getting Final Transmutationed and would die. Just from that extra damage, lowering their leadership, the terror of the dragon, and yeah, and it would have been tough for me to actually commit my Beastlord because of the damage of the dragon. So that would have probably sealed it for him, you know. He probably could have done it. But no, I dragged it back because somehow that Beastlord survived, which is insane. I can't believe he did that. So anyway, if we look at the breakdown here, Centaurs with throwing axes, they were absolute MVPs. They did a fine job. Without them, I couldn't have won, honestly. You know, Butchers of Kalkengard, they did great. They were the only things that could really hit hard enough to deal with the Chosen. And also, they completely cleaned up those Chaos Knights early on. They lost so much combat effectiveness in that first charge. I mean, yeah, my Beastlord and my Bray Shaman took a ton of damage in that engagement, but it was fine. Bray Shaman, still a lot of utility, just running around, spirit leeching and soul blighting. It's all good. So, you know, not the end of the world. My infantry actually did better than I thought it would. I know the Gore herd were mainly fighting Marauders. Ungor mainly fighting Forsaken, as you can probably tell from these. But, you know, Bestigors held out well. I mean, pretty similar kills to one of the Chosen. The other one survived a lot longer and got a lot more kills, unfortunately. But the Demon Spew were completely held at bay. You know, Centigals basically killed half the unit before they got into combat, and that is a huge bonus. So, guys, if you're in this matchup and you see Forsaken, throw axes at them. You can kill them so quickly. And they're such high DPS units, it's great to kill them early, because it just stops them dealing damage, right? If there's fewer of them. You want to knock them out early. Things like the Chosen, you can wait a bit, because yes, they are very good, but you have to commit so much to kill them that you're better off just pinning them in place a bit, because they're more defensive than offensive. But if you leave the Forsaken to fight what they want to fight, they are going to just kill everything. So killing them early, I think, is, yeah, really helps. 138 kills, though, for the Sorcerer Lord. He was just finishing off units, and those breath attacks are doing a ton of damage to things like my Bestigors, things that I really, you know, I couldn't really do without. So, yeah, brilliant plays by the Chaos Sorcerer Lord there. But I just still can't believe that final transmutation didn't finish off the Beast Lord. It was pretty sublime that he managed to shrug that off. So, pretty great. So, guys, yeah, Beastmen won. I had someone in the comments recently saying that all he ever sees is Beastmen getting ruined. Well, I hope this has turned that around. Beastmen actually winning for once, which is nice. You know, always good to see. So hopefully that'll tide you over for a bit. Although I might be posting some more Beastmen replays because I've been really enjoying Beastmen lately. So we'll see. So anyway, guys, if you enjoyed this, please do comment, like, and subscribe, and I will see you in the next one. Have a good day, guys.